Hello everyone and welcome back to Packs and Recreation. And today you see it, no playmat means recreation, and recreation means figures, and figures today means Dragon Ball Z. So this is a Master Lice Plus, which is something that I realized as we opened this. Like some of them are Master Lice, some of them are Master Lice Plus. Normally, I don't know what's the pattern. I understand that Master Lice Plus is more premium. When this was an Ichiban Kuji, the higher ranked figures normally are Master Lice Plus, I guess. But what I'm seeing is that normally it means Master Lice Plus when it comes with more than one body. So in this case, like two bodies. So that's like a Master Lice Plus, I guess. I don't know if that's the connection. I need to check it up. Or at least when it's for weird things. And this is the last one of the versus Omnibus Amazing, which I started to record individually. And now moving forward, I will record them all together, so that you have a longer podcast of me just drooling about Dragon Ball and other sagas, other series like One Piece and all that stuff, because I love this stuff, right? So I hope you like it as much as I do. So today we have Son Gohan, and this is a very, very premium moment. As you can see, this is also framed like in the manga. I love this box. I always say the same, that these boxes are beautiful. Not all Ichiban Kuji boxes are the same. These, or Ichibansho, these ones from versus Omnibus Amazing are amazing because they are framed like the manga, and they all have like different colors. But this is the moment when, you know, Goku goes to fight against Raditz together with Piccolo, and Raditz is torturing Goku, or Goku, depending on where you were raised, I guess. And Raditz is kind of torturing Goku, and Gohan is just like, leave my dad alone, and like he pops out of the Raditz ship and goes boom and just appears crying. And that was crazy because the power scanner was just like crazy levels, like what's up, what's happening. And that's when we realize it's like, oh, Gohan has potential, son. Like there's something crazy going on here, you know what I mean? And this is a very impactful moment, because this is kind of the moment that tries to sell us on Dragon Ball Z, right? Or the second half of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball was all about Goku growing and Goku winning the Tenkaichi Budokai, becoming the strongest under the heavens. And then Dragon Ball Z, which again, in the manga, there is no such division. Everything continues, but you know. And then Dragon Ball Z is about Goku has a son. And Dragon Ball Z is kind of Gohan's story. That's why a lot of people say that there's a lot of rumors about like when Dragon Ball should have ended. And some people say it was after Freezer. Some people say it was after Cell. Some people say that it ended when it should have. The reason for the supporters of it should have ended with Cell is because with Cell, Goku basically goes away, and Gohan remains as the sole protector of Earth, which kind of matches the narrative of Dragon Ball Z, which starts with it's all about Gohan. Then the Majin Buu saga kind of adds Gohan as the main point of focus, and then it didn't work because Gohan is a very passive protagonist, so Toriyama had to bring back the godfather himself, Son Goku, and you know, the story that you already know. But the beautiful thing is about this is that this is the moment when we as an audience understood that it's like, oh, this is about like Gohan is a thing. Because when Goku presents Gohan, it's like, oh, this is my son. And everyone, including us, is like, oh, he has a son? What? And it's like, that's the shock. Then he gets kidnapped and he's just a crybaby. And that's okay, I guess. So that's kind of the ironic contrast. It's like, oh, Goku, the most not fearing crazy kid of all time that we saw through Dragon Ball fighting all sorts of evil, has a crybaby of a son. So that's a very good contrast. But at this moment, it's like, well, it may be a crybaby of a son, but he still is the son of Son Goku, and he appears from the ship like, boom, leave my dad alone, you know. And it's like, damn, and this is also kind of that's the promise of Dragon Ball Z, Gohan's potential. That's also the cross that Gohan has to bear, right? Because of this, everyone is always like, oh, Gohan's potential. And the poor kid is always being bullied because of his potential. And it's a shame because technically it's like if Trunks and Goten like to fight, even though we have times of peace afterwards, just hammer on Trunks and Goten. But no, it's to be Gohan because and that leads us to what we are today with Gohan Beast, which is a form of potential and whatnot. Even though it's a remake of Super Saiyan 2, but you know what I mean. So let's get to the figure. I'm very excited because the box is kind of small, which makes me think that the figure is not going to be that big. It makes me feel that this is at scale, you know what I mean? But we're going to see that in a second. And I just point that because it's interesting, given that most Ichibansho figures are big figures. They have good detail. They are kind of heavy, but most important of all, they are kind of big. And when an Ichibansho figure is smaller, because that's the thing, between the same set of Ichibansho figures, for example, in this case, the Versus Omnibus Amazing, they kind of try to retain the scale between figures, but not between Ichibanshos, right? So I'm going to leave the box around because we're going to need it for the comparison that I was trying to make. And this is something else that is very interesting about Ichibansho figures. I'm used to prize figures and all that, and I was ready to assemble this figure. Apparently, I don't need to. This thing is already assembled, which is I guess, a testament to how premium these figures are. Well, premium, if you're a super figure collector, you're likely, and you have Prime 1 Studio and First 4 figures and all that. Likely you're listening to me and going premium and scoffing at me, right? But it's first, don't be a party pooper. Second, compared to the average anime figure, yeah, these things are pretty premium. So, that meme, let people enjoy things. That's kind of the whole message. I feel like I need to cut something. There you go. Opening these things for the video is kind of an art form, because I need to open them in a way that you can kind of see me opening it, but without compromising the figure. Oh, yeah, I need to assemble it. Okay. I was expecting this, okay? It's not a hard assembly, it's just putting it together, but yeah, otherwise it will be too fragile. So the base, which for once, guys, we have an Ichibansho figure with a decent base instead of those transparent blocks of plastic. And in some cases, they're not even transparent. They're a solid color. That shit is ugly. And Son Gohan, crying, angry, and with a rock attached to him. Because this is a thing. This is a display, so we need to be faithful. It's kind of I'm gonna be honest, I love this because this is the manga panel. This is the panel, or the frame from the anime. This is the thing. So this makes sense. The only thing that it kind of sucks is that, I would not put this here so that you could hang this on your Christmas tree or something. You know what I mean? But still, it's part of a display, so I'm just complaining for free, but it is what it is. Look at this. Let me just remove this. Give me 1 second. Look at this beautiful thing. With sweat and tears. Which is a good metaphor for what's happening at that moment in the story. Sweat and tears, Gohan just goes berserk and goes leave my dad alone. Good hair connection compared to some of the other normal hair Goku figures that I have. This one doesn't have any connection here, which in part is because he doesn't have the same hair structure as Goku, right? But it is what it is. Tail and all that, pretty cool. And this is the base, all around that base. So the hat is glued here with the 4-star Dragon Ball. Pretty cool. Very solid too. So it's glued, but it's not glued, right? It's part of the figure. You have here the aura of him boosting out. They even put the spikes of aura here, even though you can barely see them. See? Pretty cool detail. And yes, if you turn it around, yes, it's the spaceship, people. So it's pretty cool. They went... That's what I love about these things. They go 360 on things that are basically 2-dimensional. So this should be easy. You just plug this thing here. Sorry, Gohan. Now you're entitled to do that face. Actually. Is it? Okay. So I'm going to turn the camera in a second so you see it in detail. Now, this is the shake test for figures. Obviously, with this big of a base, we are not expecting it to fall, right? But still, it's more wobbly than I would like it, right? Like with so much surface to hold himself, I would not expect this. However, the pleasant surprise that is actually bigger than the box. So on that one, I was wrong. See, slightly bigger, but bigger. It's not that well plugged, I guess. Good thing the entire thing is padded. The recording set. Let me try once again. Poor Gohan. I think the reason why this is not going in is because I am missing something. I'm missing somewhat of an angle here. Like this. No, I mean, this thing doesn't turn, right? Yeah, so this thing has to go like this. Okay, I think I get it. It's a me problem, but the position of Gohan is not as intuitive as you would expect it, because otherwise he doesn't fit, because this is not a perfectly square hole, as you can see. So if you put him in a position that's anything but this diamond shape, give me 1 second. I'm going to go like anti-YouTuber for a second. Let me just try to. It should be very intuitive. It's just like go like this, and that's it. But I feel like I'm missing something. You know what? Well, actually, I can't turn the camera sideways without holding it myself. But let's see if you can. See me like this. Wait, it's ridiculous. Oh. Sorry, people. Turns out that I am a certified idiot. First, I failed at geometry, which is something, but yeah, I was trying to. So in my head, I was like, well, this is the display of the figure, right? And it's like, no, actually, no. If you look at the figure there, this is how the figure is supposed to be, which makes sense because in my head, I was like, man, I can't make this thing fit, which. And now it goes in easily. See, now, see, the tail is supposed to go here. Okay, so this is just me being stupid. Sorry, apologies for the stupidity. Now, in my defense, for some reason, I was seeing like the thing as like a side open. I don't know, my bad. Maybe because I saw this image, but yeah, the thing was in the box. It's just my bad. I'm just an idiot. Now, if we do it like this, well, the shake test is still there, but it is what it is. Now, let's see in a second. Well, you see the spinning. Round, right, round, right, round. I will put my magic hand here and we will see what is this about. You see the figure spinning. You see all the details on this beautiful, beautiful Gohan figure. And as the thing goes around and around and around, I will just show you now the figure up close. Look at that bad boy right there. Boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom. He is angry. Love it. See, like all the details, like the sweat, the tears, the rock. Now it makes sense. Like, obviously, as a composition, the rock makes sense there if I just wanted to complain about something. But it's just there. All the texture of the spaceship, the lines. I love these little lines that they put everywhere that gives it like that manga texture. You know what I mean? That manga finish that gives you that impression of like, yeah, this is drawn. You know what I mean? Just lovely. The Dragon Ball is transparent, which is fun because in the anime you never get that impression because I guess they didn't want to draw the transparency of the hands and all that. But figure is just gorgeous. You know, it's more or less in scale. I think that if you put Raditz next to this Gohan, I think they are at scale, more or less, at least. But not a bad looking figure. And what a great moment capture here. And of all the Ichibansho figures from this set, I think this is the one that is easier for you to like put in your desk or something like that, right? Because it's like a mini set. Like it's beautiful. I do wish that more Ichibansho figures did something creative with their bases like this. Just give me some rocks, give me a black base, give me something, give me a spaceship. You know what I mean? Give me aura. I don't mind this aura. You know, and mind you, I hate Super Saiyan figures with transparent hair or golden hair. I just want yellow hair. But you know, I take anything over those transparent blocks of things. This thing is just beautiful. It just looks like a freeze frame. Love it. So let me know down below what you think about this Gohan figure in all of its beauty and frustration, and my stupidity of not putting it right the first 2 times, because I don't know. And let me know your feelings about Dragon Ball and what you thought when Gohan went like, leave my dad alone for the first time and all that. Dragon Ball is such a ride. Love it. And I love you too. So see you next time on Packs and Recreation.